welcome back to another episode of Toon Talk TV, the top animated podcast on YouTube. And if you want to see a couple of guys talk about Paddington 1 and Paddington 2, then this is the podcast for you.
I love Paddington.
I still haven't seen it. I still haven't seen it.
Fred! It's so heartwarming.
You're missing out.
Not really.
Fred, you're missing out, dude. If you're new to the channel, be sure and like, follow, subscribe. We got a pretty good episode for you. Fred, take it away for us.
This one was exciting because this was a request. Someone actually came, watched a video, said, I liked your channel, and then have you guys ever thought about checking out BIGTOP Burger? So that's what we're going to talk about today, BIGTOP Burger. Did you guys all get a chance to watch it?
Yes. Very sweet.
Well, before we begin, thanks Subject Juice for requesting this one. It was totally up our alley. I think
Is Subject Juice affiliated with Ian?
I don't know.
No? Comment if you know Ian.
And before we get into this, I just want to say, I want to preface that the first thing I noticed is there are almost 2 seasons of this show. I didn't watch all 2 seasons of this show. I watched the latest episode, which was BIGTOP Burger Up. That came out, I think, 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago, yeah.
So I do think that after this episode, we should, at some point, watch all of the episodes and give it a proper Toon Talk, give it a full talk. But
Absolutely. It deserves it.
It does. But there are a shit ton of stuff that I'd like to talk about today, just regarding the one episode that I watched.
I think it's cool. We could do first impression stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that.
These are shorter episodes than we used to do. So an overview, I'd like to talk about the cast, the music, and how it's made. So let's try and stay on topic. And if not, whatever.
Whoa.
But,
Okay.
Putting us in guidelines, huh?
Yeah,
Come on.
Well, I don't
can't
want to
Dude, bringing
me.
down the corporate hammer.
No.
Corporate hammer.
I mean,
come on.
Nick fucks around all the time, so I got to reel him in, you know?
I know.
Hey, nobody can cage this mouse, dude.
that's
No
true.
one cages this mouse.
So, BIGTOP Burger, it's made by Ian Worthington, and his YouTube handle is Worthikids. So, there's 2 main characters in this show, and the voice of Steve, which is the clown, is voiced by Ian, who does all of the animation for this and pretty much does everything for this. And then the second voice, I don't know if you caught this, Bob. I don't know if you'll know who this is, Mick, but the second voice of Caesar is voiced by Chris Fleming. We knew a long time ago through a band called Beef Hutchins.
I know who Beef Hutchins is.
Fuck up. Are you kidding
not-
me?
I am
Are you
serious.
fucking kidding me?
Fucking Caesar is Beef Hutchins, dude.
Geniuses collaborating. I fucking love it.
So Chris,
can I pause? Can I pause you right there?
Yeah.
One of the biggest things that stood out to me in this from this animation right off the bat is how awesome the music was. The music was so fucking good, and it's not credited.
Oh,
And
I'll tell you who it's by. I'll tell you who it's by.
It's by him, isn't it? By Ian?
It's by Ian. Yeah, which is fucking nuts.
And I went into it and looked up. I mean, it looked like there was a ton more albums on Bandcamp, and it looked a lot of them just looked like YouTube exclusives. But it was so good. It was so freaking good. This guy is an artist.
They have a YouTube devoted to all the music. We could link it in the bottom, but all of the music within this show is on its own separate YouTube with its own like tracks and everything.
So we definitely need to in the description check out Ian Fleming's music. Beef Hutchins. It's Beef Hutchins, right?
No. You're getting this wrong. So Ian is the animator of this show, who does all the music for this show. Chris Fleming. Sorry. Chris Fleming is a comedian who has a lot of extra projects. He's currently working on. He has a show on on Peacock right now. It's a comedy special called Hell. Chris did his own music way back in the day. I mean, his comedy is influenced by music, and that's Beef Hutchins. So these are two different
Right, but I'm
artists.
saying I feel like everyone knows him through his comedy. Like that's where he kind of blew up. But if you haven't seen his music and his music videos, they are hilarious.
Oh,
they
yeah,
are
check out
amazing.
French in the Bat, Ham, Party Shark. Dude, killers.
The goose horn,
Fucking
the gooseneck,
killers.
him ripping on the gooseneck.
Greatest
Dude.
hits, dude. Greatest hits right
playing
there.
the koosh hoops, dude. Playing the koosh hoops.
Oh, that's amazing to hear. So keep going.
Second of all, I'd like to talk. We talked a little bit about the music. So, I mean, they reminded me of Queens of the Stone Age. It was just straight jams all the way through. There was like
I want to say another one that it reminded me of, and
Who?
later on, it solidified this influence. Ween. I got a lot of Ween, got a lot of Ween from the a lot of the stuff on the channel, and I see that Ian did a whole album dedicated to the 20th anniversary of The Mollusk, which is Ween's album of the extra songs that they didn't use on my show, Spongebob.
Nice.
So he made a whole album called Bikini Bottom that was influenced by The Mollusk and Ween, pretty much. And it's awesome.
Not a big Ween guy over here. Mick's not a big Ween guy.
You know what? Everyone that says that, I don't think you've listened to enough Ween. So like I mean,
agree.
I feel like if you're not a Ween guy, you just haven't listened to enough. There's something for you
I
in
need
there.
more Ween.
You need more Ween, baby.
I feel like you don't get Ween until you've listened to the full discography of like.
I
of
agree.
You
Shit.
don't get Ween until you've lived on the streets enough, dude. You lived on the streets enough, you won't get Ween.
Mick loves Ween. Come on.
Mick's a big Ween guy.
You love
Yeah.
the Ween.
I love the Ween, dude.
So I got a question for you guys. We jumped in mid-series. How did this episode feel to you? I feel like it was, for me, it felt like an episode that could pull me in. I want to watch more. I'm intrigued, but also this show's been going on.
First impression?
Me
yeah.
Mick, go for it.
Me personally, I was right there, Fred. I felt a little lost in the beginning, like I didn't understand what was happening. But then, as I dove deeper on the YouTube, I was like, oh, this is, we're jumping in multiple episodes in. It did pull me in. I thought the art style gave me big anime vibes, kind of like Ghibli-esque, a little, or just like that old school anime character design that they had. Initial thoughts I had written down, am I a clown person? Are we clown people? And then I tried to think about other shows that feature clowns as characters, but I couldn't really think of any. Did you guys have any?
The first thing that comes to
Krusty the
mind
Clown.
is, there's
Clown World from the one of the
Hugo's.
What's
Mind
that
Palace?
Zach Galifianakis show? That where he's a clown?
Baskets.
Baskets.
Baskets. Yeah. But I thought it was good. I thought it was great. It definitely would reel me in. We will go back and give it a watch. What about you, Bob?
Initially, I felt the same way, a little confused. I honestly, first thoughts, I thought that whole thing was the intro. You know what I mean? I thought it was just like the intro, and then we were gonna get into more of it, which I know is asking a lot out of someone who works on everything themselves, and this isn't on a network television. This is YouTube, and it's being run through Patreon. But as I dove a little deeper into it, I found that this was actually the start of one of the episodes that we haven't seen the full episode yet. This is his start for one of the scenes from an episode of BIGTOP BURGER. So an amazing intro. It kept me interested. I feel like I'm pulled in right off the bat.
this was made in Blender. Did you catch that?
Yeah,
I did.
that's
So
huge.
it's so for me when I watch this, it doesn't look 3D to me. It looks like a 2D show, which was nuts to me that you could do that within Blender. It makes me want to dive into Blender more. And after looking into it a little bit more, what Ian does is he creates these characters, the rigs, in 3D. He creates 3D models of them, and he creates the scenery, the backgrounds, all in 3D with the lighting and everything. And then by doing that, he can make all the poses and take the camera and put it wherever he wants and never have to redraw the character or the background itself. But then what he does is he draws on top of those 3D rigs like 2D rough detailing and faces on top of it, which is, I thought, was a genius way
It's
about
insane.
going.
Yeah.
The style is very unique, and I think it comes off that way, where it's like, all right, well, maybe this is how he's able to produce so many of these episodes by himself type thing, where he doesn't need to, all he needs, I mean, it's still a lot of drawing. He's drawing all these faces, like faces and details and stuff, but he doesn't have to redraw the background scenes or the character rigs. So it's just a really interesting way about animating.
And so I'm sure you saw this on his channel, but I think he has a tutorial on his channel on how to animate a 2D in Blender, which I definitely want to check out the full thing. I only saw a few seconds of it, to be honest, but you're right. It's impressive, and I wonder why Ian chose to go that route. Blender is a free program. Am I wrong?
Yes,
And
it's
so,
free.
So I feel like that's. I feel like by choosing to learn a 3D animation program and still working in 2D, it's only up from there, because I mean you could eventually add some 3D aspects to your animation. I feel like that's almost
Well, he does
the way
do
to go, like, because you can't do 3D in 2D animated programs, but you could do 2D in 3D animated programs. So
well, maybe we could have him on the next episode. Ian, if you are watching this and you want to come talk to us, we would love to talk to you.
We would. We got questions, and you got answers.
we do actually. We're gonna be interviewing a group of animators that do work in Blender coming up. So stay tuned for that in our next episode. And anything else, boys?
Final thoughts, gents? I thought this was a great show. I can't wait to do a full, after we watch the entire season, come back and talk to it again. What about you, Fred? Last final thoughts.
We really like requests, so thank you, Subject Juice, for hitting us up about this. And anyone else who has something that they think we should talk about, please comment down below, and we might get to it.
Yep. And like we said, be sure to like, follow, subscribe. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/WeAreTheTelevision. And we catch you on the next one, boys.
I don't know what just happened. I don't care anymore. All I know is my hands all bleeding. We are the television.